to insert data into the table. So let's start by implementing the post method for departments table or departments controller. So let's write public the return type will be a string. We'll just say whether added successfully or failed to add. We'll name it as post and we expect department type as input. So let's put this in a try catch block. So in try, if everything is successful, we'll return added successfully. Okay, and in try in catch block we'll return failed to add. Okay, so now we'll do one thing. We'll copy the same method from the get method and just change the query. The query that we have to change is, instead of select, it has to be an insert query. So let's delete this and start writing insert into departments values. We will say plus dep dot department name plus okay, so this should work. Let's check. Okay, we need to add an @ symbol here, sorry, so that we are able to do this multi-line string. Okay, so the string ends here, so that is the reason we have added @ symbol here. So insert into department dbo.departments values, and we'll pass the department name, which was passed as an input, mostly JSON input. So let's test this again in Postman. Let's start the server. Let's do a select star from dbo.departments in the meanwhile, so that we know what data we have. So we have two rows, finance and IT. So let's try to insert another record using the API post method. So the server is about to start. Let's copy the URL and test in Postman application. We'll open up a new tab and we'll paste the URL, and the URL is API/department. Let's change the method to post, and what is the input that we have to give is the department details in JSON format. So let's do that. We'll choose raw and type will be JSON. Okay, so first thing we don't have to pass department ID, but as a JSON we have to pass input because we are expecting a department type object. So let's pass department ID and pass null, so we don't need that, but we'll still pass as null. So we'll pass department ID as null and department name we'll pass what data we have. We have finance IT, so let's pass support. Okay, so we have the body. So now let's send. So we got the response as added successfully, right? So let's just verify that by executing the select query again. So we have 3 rows. Now let's try to implement the same thing, the post method for the employee table. So we'll copy the same method and paste it in the employee controller, and what we expect here is the employee object. So we need to import using web API dot models. Okay, so now let's write the insert query for inserting into employee table. Okay, so we'll say insert into dbo dot employees okay, so we have employee name and department, mail ID, and finally date of joining. And then we have to write values. So first is the employee name, emp dot employee name plus let's have @ symbol, and okay, in between the single quotes we have okay, next we have department. Let's say comma to pass department, right? I'll copy this. So the next thing we have is mail ID. Okay, and finally date of joining. So that's it. Now let's test this one. So we have insert into dbo.employees, employee name, department, mail ID, date of joining, values, employee name, department, mail ID, DOG. So let's test this now. Meanwhile, let's prepare the body. We'll take up another tab. post method, and the URL this time would be employee, and in the body raw JSON format. So first thing we have is employee ID, which we will pass as null. Next, employee name. Let's first check what are the values we have. Select star from dbo dot employees. So we have two rows. Okay, so employee name this time we'll add as okay, Mary, and department will be support, and mail ID would be mary123@gmail.com, and finally date of joining would be something like 2019 May 12th. Okay, let's send this and check. Failed to add. Okay, so let's debug this and check what could be the issue. Let's send again. So we have missed something here. We have missed a bracket here, parenthesis. I think that was the issue, so let's check again. So this time we are able to add. So let's select and check. So we have added